that thumbnail that you just clicked on, I'm going to create it right now in this video. I just built this little system that creates my YouTube thumbnails for me. All I have to do is just say, hey, create my YouTube thumbnails, here's the transcript, and that's it. I'll just have to wait a few minutes and then it's done. And that's it. I just created 5 thumbnails. And one of these, let me just show them, has just pulled you in to watch this video. Now, this whole system took me about 30 minutes or so to build. So let me go back to the beginning and show you exactly how I did it. All right, I'm going to run an experiment right here while recording. So I haven't been active on YouTube for, I don't know, ages, a couple of years, right? Just received the edited video of the video I recorded a few days ago. And I'm like, right, I need to have a thumbnail, right? And I can do a couple things. I can just go manually, go and create a thumbnail, right? I can hire someone to do a thumbnail. I can probably create a thumbnail with AI and then, figure out a way that to get a good output. And then next time video, I need to do it again. What I want to do instead is I just want to use AI to create like a process or a way without any like extra tools or whatever, just using Claude to create thumbnails that from that point onwards, I can just always use, right? Like so that I don't have to actually, I just have a process. Like whenever I have a new video, I just put in the video in there and I get a perfect, thumbnail out of it. Not sure if I'm going to be able to do it, but I figured to do while, I've been creating all these kind of processes in my business over the last couple of weeks. Anyway, figured to just shoot a video while I'm doing it, right? So what I'm going to be using for this is Claude Code, right? So this is Claude. This is the desktop app that I have. You can also do this in the terminal for those who are geeks, like me sometimes, but I just want to show it in the least kind of overwhelming kind of way. And I already created essentially a directory where I do all my marketing stuff. So it does have knowledge about me, it does have some stuff, but I've never ever created a thumbnail for YouTube. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm actually just going to let AI figure it out. So what I'll do is I just start talking to AI. When I press my button like this, then automatically it will transcribe. This is a tool called Mac Whisper that I use for that. Lesson one, never type to AI. It's just a waste of time. You just talk to AI, right? So usually I just gather my thoughts while I'm talking to it. So it's not going to be perfect, but this is the real process of how I do this, right? So I need your help to create a skill that would create YouTube thumbnails for the videos that I'm going to create in a way that it would actually get people to click. So I think the first thing you'll need to do is go online and do research on, what are all the best practices for YouTube thumbnails, both in terms of the basics, right? Like whatever the fundamentals are, dimensions, just golden rules and whatnot, but also do some deeper research in terms of like, what are the best people like Mr. Beast or who are essentially the top 5 YouTubers, right? In the top 5 YouTube experts or gurus. And what do they say about, how to make great YouTube thumbnails, right? Because ideally it's something that is going to work consistently really, really well. So you need to sort of like look through for commonalities and see what other people are saying that is working. So we have that as sort of like the basic knowledge. But also what I want you to do is actually go in to different channels. I'll drop some channels right below and actually open up these channels and then go through, just like, browse through all their videos and look for like amongst their last, I would say 50 to 100 videos, look for like, what is like the top 10 percentage, like, the outliers essentially from the, sort by recent last, let's say 50 videos. What are like the top 10 videos in terms of the views? And, in particular, look at all the images for all those videos, right? So actually analyze those images one by one to have an understanding, what are they doing? So what colors, what visuals, what are they showing, what are they not showing, what kind of emotion, what kind of text is on it, how is the texting compared to the YouTube title as well? Because ideally this skill wouldn't just create the thumbnail, but it would also create the title. So I actually have, because I think those two go hand in hand. So we need to also do research on that, like what is actually good, what's working best for YouTube titles as well, right? So check that too. I'm just gonna stop talking because I'm just sharing stuff. So initially what I've done is like, I just said like, do some research, but typically if it just does research, it's not always perfect, right? So I also said like, hey, I'm actually gonna give some YouTube channel. So actually, let me just go out on YouTube right now, right? So this is my old channel, like old stuff. Here we go. I'm just gonna say, some people that I follow that might do well in terms of who's I don't know, check channels, right? All right. Oh no, I didn't want to enter. I'll just copy this. Start a new session. Stop. All right, so go back here. Just gonna drop some. All right, apparently that didn't work. But starting over, I'll just paste it what I had. It's the real stuff. I'm not editing this. Sharing what I'm doing in real time. I'm adding a couple of channels right here. I don't know, what other channels should we actually go for? Like, it's actually good that, maybe, because obviously the more data that I put in, the more it's able to actually, you know what? Make sure to also save your findings on that as well, so that even if you max out on your context window, we still have that, because sometimes it does max out on the context window, which essentially is the memory, like how much can it actually remember in one sitting. And for this, by the way, we're going to use Opus. Opus is the smartest model. It will hit your account limits faster, but if it's anything more complex, I just like Opus rather than Sonnet. I never use Haiku because Haiku is just super dumb. But I don't feel like this is enough, right? So, so actually, we're going to use all the AI to create those images. And I would say use Google Nano Pro, right? Personally, what I started using recently is something like the Middleman, which just makes it easier than to integrate with the Google Nano API, because you have to go through all these different setups to actually make it work, and then later on you need another API endpoint, and you need to integrate with that. So there's some businesses that are just like the middleman, we just connect with like all these other APIs. Just makes it easier. So I'll just say that. So as for the image, we're going to use Google Nano Banana to create the images, but we're using dark. So let's use that. Now I have already used this before, so probably it's not going to ask me to create with the API. If I wouldn't have used it yet, it would just do its research and it will automatically tell me like, well, yeah, you can. Right? So I'll actually figure it out by myself. Also, because I'm using videos with my own face, we are, every thumbnail I think should also use my face. Because I'm in that sense the influencer, so it has to be personally about me. What I'm not sure yet is like, how do we get the best kind of resemblance to so that the pictures actually look like me? So perhaps you should also do an experiment where you pick one image of me, but also where you create an image using Google Nano Banana Pro, where you add 5 reference images. So you actually create 2 different images, one where you have 1 reference image of me, and then one where you use 5 reference images of me, so that I can then pick which one has the highest resemblance. Now, what I actually need to do is I need to actually share some videos. I'll just say that. Let me just pause the video for a quick sec, and I need to look for some images of myself, actually. All right, I just dropped some images of myself, in a folder, like here. I wave at my wife. All right, cool. So I dropped these in. I'm just going to give them. I've added multiple pics myself in the media pics Wilco folder that you can use. What else? Actually, I don't know what else to ask, so I'm not even going to feed it more. One thing I'm going to do, and this is a prompt that I got from Danny Posma, a great tip. I just say, question essentially this, right? Once you've thought about this, interview me in detail using the Ask user question tool. That's a tool from Claude Code that just can ask me multiple questions to make sure it's going in the right direction about literally anything, decisions, concerns, trade-offs, but make sure the questions are not obvious. Be very in-depth and continue interviewing me until it's complete. I don't want to go through like a lot of questions, so like max 6 questions, right? I'll just add that. And also, by the way, in case you want to run any examples by me, I recently recorded a YouTube video. You already have the script saved, so you can use that as the example one. All right, so what I'll do is I'm just going to say auto accept edits. Actually, no, it's fine because it's not going to ask me that many permissions because I've already given the right kind of instructions over time as well. So I'm just going to run this. This is going to take quite a bit of time. Just gonna pause the video and I'll get back to you once I need to get. And just also give you a little bit of an insight on what's happening behind the scenes if you haven't used Claude Code just yet. So essentially it's now going to break it up in all different tasks, right? Because like Claude Code is different compared to the regular Claude because it actually works on your computer and it can just break stuff up in a lot of different tasks. Sometimes it even takes 30 minutes, but it'll just work through things. Plus it has the ability to use different tools, like for example, use my browser or whatever you connect to it, right? You can actually have it do stuff. So as you can see right here, it's going to kick off research. It's going to find the YouTube script that I mentioned. And it's going to you can just see like it's just going to go through, just find all the photos for me. So we'll just go through it all and let's just see how it goes. And just to show you how this works, I just actually saw that it started opening the browser. As you can see right here, this is actually controlled by Claude. I'm not doing anything. It's actually just taking over the browser and actually do stuff. So just to look at all those images and see what kind of commonalities there are. Pretty cool. All right. So while it's actually doing its research in the background, I can actually still see the tabs, moving on. It's also starting to ask me some questions, right? As I mentioned, it has to interview me. So it's asking me, what visual style do you want the thumbnails to lean toward? Mr. Beast style, bold colors, exaggerate, expression, high contrast, versus MKBHD style, plain minimal cinematic. Don't know. I actually don't like them, but at the same time, like I'm also a guy like whatever works, right? I'm gonna go for hybrid, just because I don't know what's gonna work, and that's the thing with this. Like after a while, I can just feed in all the, I can just say like, hey, go to my videos and see like which kind of thumbnails work the best, and then improve because it also like every audience is different. Right? This whole automation is not fixed. Like I can actually adapt to data. You can just say like, hey, this is what's been happening. Just make sure from now on you do more of what works and less of what didn't. So next question is, should a thumbnail tag be a separate creative hook? I think, yes, separate hook always. I think that's better. Right? Why should I decide? I want you to decide. For face use. Yeah, I think always my face in this case for my kind of videos right now. I would like to see if we can make it fully with AI. So that's also why I want you to run some experiments with that. Because if that's not good enough, then we're going to have to create a background with AI and I'll give you real photos that you have to add in. But let's just start with fully AI generated. So, and it's going to go back working. So just pause the video again. And has more questions. So for A/B testing, YouTube now supports up to 3 thumbnail variants natively. Should the skill generate one best concept or always produce 3 variations? Yes, actually, that's a good idea. Let's just do 3. Where should the skill live in your workflow? Should it run before scripting? After scripting? Standalone, actually. Doesn't matter. All right, so it just said that it essentially created the skill. I can now just say create YouTube thumbnail and it will get to work. But I haven't actually seen experiment. I actually want to see some example images. Can you please run this and create multiple variations to see which type I like the most? So again, also include the experiment of like using one reference image versus using multiple reference images. So I can see also which one is most realistic for my face, but also if you already have multiple approaches or multiple styles that you can consider, then create multiple images for each of those styles. So altogether, you can definitely create, like, let's say 20 different YouTube thumbnails, all for the video I've already scripted that you already know about, so that I can then choose which one I like the most, so we can improve our skill based on that. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm saying like, hey, you just go and create multiple variations, and then I'm going to give them, I'm going to select which one I like the most, so that from that point onwards the skill learns, so the next time it's going to be better. And that's how we actually improve the skill, so that over time, normally if you create something with AI, it's going back and forth on the output. Like you would create a thumbnail and it's like, oh, I like this, I like that, and it changes. Next time you have to do that same thing again. What I want to do is I just want to change the process, how we get there, so that from that point onwards, I can just put a video in and I get a good YouTube thumbnail out. But honestly, I don't know whether it's going to be good enough to do that, but just it's worth a shot. All right, it's done, or at least it told me it's done. All right, let's check it out. So it created a total of 20 images. Open up the folder right here. So these are the images that it has created. I have to say, actually not bad. They actually look a lot like me. So it created a couple of images with just one reference images. Some of the thumbnails it created as a first batch, right? So this is a good start. I do think the images were 5 reference images. They look a little better in terms of like me. Like this is actually me. Like it could have been a picture, right? Which is kind of nice. So there's definitely some ones that I prefer more than others. Like this one stands out a lot. Like whether it's going to have a good click-through rate, I don't know. Right, over time I will add in, the actual data of like, all the click-throughs, so I can actually learn from that, or the system can learn from that. I don't have to learn from it. So I just made some notes about which ones I like the most. So I'll just start giving some feedback. You're right. The pictures where you use 5 reference images are definitely better. One thing I'd like to change is that I usually wear more casual stuff, so I don't want you to use me in a suit. And what I want you to do is whenever we use this skill that, you should rotate different styles, or like always create like in different kind of styles. And actually earlier you said you create 3 images. Let's just create 5 images every single time, so that I can then pick my personal favorites every time. And all those 5 should be styles. As for the styles, some of the ones that I like the most are number 1, number 2, number 4, number 5, and number 18. But in that one, I'd like font to be easy to read and also match my brand better. And also I like number 19. And there's some others that are okay, but there are also a couple that I really do not like. So I don't like 12, the whiteboard one. I don't like 14, the minimalist one. I don't like 15 or 16 or 20. So can you go through all this and then adjust the skill so that all this feedback is taken into account? We have something that is now ready. So I'll just hit this. It's now going to update the skill. So from now on, what I need to do is that whenever I have a video, I'll just, give it some, the transcript, for example, so it has some context and it will just do its thing, right? And if I then have feedback, if I then have like, hey, but I want you to do this. Over time, I'll provide feedback on that skill. But now this is a thing that I can just keep on building, using in my business. Every single time I have a video, the YouTube thumbnail is taken care of. And that's really the power of like using Claude Code for marketing in your business. So this has been helpful. Please do let me know in the comments. I appreciate you watching. I hope you have an amazing day.